Hi everyone, we made it to week 5. This class goes by so fast. I want to thank everybody for taking this class. As I hope you can tell, I enjoy teaching this so much. So I hope that each one of you will leave this class remembering at least one thing, hopefully more, but at least one thing. So let's review your homework for this week. New World Reader in your text, reading chapters 6 and 10. As usual, there's a TED Talk video to watch, and there are some resources in Moodle I want to call your attention to. One is an article about society and the individual. The second one is a video about globalization, and then the third one is a document called Transformative Cross-Cultural Experience. All those resources are going to help you with your assignments this week, so make sure you take some time to review those. As usual, you have a forum post this week. The other two assignments are going to be a little bit different. So one is to create a Pinterest page about globalization and what globalization means to you. So if you don't have a Pinterest account, then I'm sorry to say you're going to have to go and create one for this class. And you need to find a certain number of pins, 6 pins, about globalization and create a board. And then you're going to copy and paste that link into the forum so that I can view your globalization Pinterest page. The other thing I want to add is that you must have descriptions or must have a reason why you chose this pin. So whether you do that on your Pinterest page or whether you put that into the forum when you add the website, either way, remember that you have to do both. The other big assignment, since we're wrapping up week 5, I want to assess what you've learned throughout this class. And so there is some more information in the syllabus as well as in Moodle about how you can go about creating your society and individual presentation. I really want you to focus on from the perspective of you, of first person. How did society shape you and what kind of individual are you? You can use any kind of presentation format. If you want to record yourself on a video and send it, I really want to leave it open as much as possible, thinking about between 5 and 10 minutes, and remember that I just need to be able to understand your response in it. So add visuals if you want. If you want more information or you're not sure where to go with it, just email or text or call me and we can talk about it. But like I said, I want to let you all have a little bit of freedom to create this however you want. And finally, there's a link in week 5 to complete the end of course survey. This is optional and it is not tied to a grade at all, and it is, your anonymous feedback, and this just helps me know how I can improve for the next time or for Baker to understand how this course is going. Okay, all right, so really quickly, we're not going to be going over too much more new information. Basically, I'm going to talk a little bit about some definitions that I think are going to help you all when you complete your assignments this week. So socialization, we've kind of already talked about this in some ways, but just wanted to make sure that there was a clear definition. So this is a process where people come to understand norms and expectations about what society is and what's acceptable, and gets to understand about the values. And of course, the norms and values and beliefs are all different depending on where you grew up and what country you're from and what kind of society it is. But really, sociology, we want to focus on how society influences us and how that affects our behavior, as well as finding those patterns. So, in sociology, we certainly believe in nature versus nurture. We just like to really focus on the whole, society and how it impacts everybody. So for your society and individual presentation, you're going to want to think about this process and how it relates to you. In addition, we've talked a little bit about some agents of socialization or some micro and macro level institutions. So when you're putting together your presentation, think about your family and peer groups, government, school, workplace, religion, and mass media, technology, how that's all shaped you as an individual. And socialization doesn't just occur when you're a child, it all goes through all lifespans. And so again, think about how these agents of socialization have shaped you, and hopefully that'll help inform what you accomplish in your presentation for me this week. Cultural relativism is something that I want to talk about because in your forum post, you're going to talk about an experience you've had cross-culturally. And so one thing that sociologists try really hard to do is when they're looking at a culture, they're trying to assess it through the culture standards and instead of the lens of my own culture. So if I were to go and be a foreign exchange student in China, instead of seeing everything through my American eyes, I might try to see it from a perspective of a Chinese person and how society works. So again, just wanted to bring this up because your forum post is going to talk about cross-cultural experiences. The other thing I'll say is that, it is really hard or sometimes impossible to do that because as we just talked about socialization, a lot of that gets embedded in us and our personalities and, how we think and what we do. And so it's really hard to pull all those agents of socialization out and kind of be a blank slate. But and then just try to think like a sociologist and try to see how cultural relativism could have some benefits, or how sociologists might try to do that. Finally, globalization is really the process of trying to integrate economy, finances, government, cultures into like a single world market. And so there's benefits and there's downsides to globalization. And there's a really great video that I put in Moodle about globalization that I think puts it in really good terms. So I want you all to go to that. If you wanted to see globalization or a Pinterest page, I created one and I put a link in Moodle for this week so that you can take a look at it. But as you're looking at the video about globalization, I'm sure you'll start to see, some sociological undertones. And I think you could understand in sociology why we're so interested in globalization and the impact that it has on people and how it shapes people. Okay, so I wanted to make it short and sweet this week. Again, I really, really want to thank you for participating in this class. I hope that you all try to think like a sociologist moving forward, and I wish you all the best of luck. As you all probably know, I have up to 8 days to get my final grades in. More than likely, I will post your final grades sooner, but if anybody has any questions this week until the end, just let me know. I look forward to seeing all your work this week, and again, best of luck. Thank you.